Hello, welcome to this video. Thanks so much for tuning in and sharing in this now moment with myself and with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome back. If you have, my intention is unity and oneness in the highest levels of love light. I'm just kind of stopped in between an appointment, and so I want to just pop on and do a quick video. Whew. I'll start with just sharing that this last month has been a really powerful month for me, and I feel like I've been compressing so much in such a short period of time. It's coming in packages, and I haven't even really had so much information is coming in that it's challenging for me to unwrap it all, we'll just say. So I'm really being guided to talk about just allowing right now. I did a whole video and I wrote a bunch of information up. I still have to post. I haven't updated my Instagram lately as often as I was because everything's coming in so much that by the time I actually write it out, I'm on to the next thing. And that's okay. I was beating myself up a little bit for it because I felt like the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I'm late for a very important date. And I felt like I have to get this information out there because some of it has to do with what's going on in the world. And I recognize that some of it's a play on words about what's going on in our physical bodies. And some of it is time sensitive. And what I hear is it's case sensitive. Uppercase, lowercase. And one of the bigger messages is let it go. Let it all go. My guides are just basically like, let it go, Carrie. And when I say my guides, it's my higher aspect. It's me. It's versions of myself. It's connections of me connected to different multidimensional realities and perspectives. We have a lot of help coming in right now. We're being invited to let go of our concept of having to rush to get things done. Our concept of time. Our old architecture doesn't work the way that it used to. Our bodies are going through a huge transition and a huge shift right now. Patience is really key with ourselves and with each other. Sometimes it's easier to be patient with other people than it is to be patient with ourselves. The more that I get into resistance, because I'm focusing on just one thing and I have to hone in on that one thing, the less I'm able to zoom out and see all of the other things that are collaborating to bring that one piece of information into awareness, because it is all connected. Sometimes I'll work with someone in session and they'll feel like they're too late to the game. Or they're getting some information, but they don't understand why they're not getting more information. Or they're in a place of anxiety because they don't think they're going to make it. I'm late for a very important date. And what I was guided to talk about is we are the portals. We are DNA exchanging information in collaboration with our bodies, with one another, with the elements, as the elementals, with the elementals, with Mother Earth, with all of the planets, with the stars and the animals. And we are collaborating at such a high speed and rate, velocity, that for us just to hone in sometimes on just one aspect of that, it creates a stop, if you will. I'm seeing like a flood. It's like a dam. It holds it all back. And it can become resistance. And it can actually block us from allowing the flood to fill us, to flush out whatever it is that's been kept, hidden, unseen, or we've avoided. But on the flip side, also to flood with new information, new growth, new ahas and awareness, new recognitions, reminders, remembrances. So I was just really guided to get on here and just kind of share that, to keep that in mind. Sometimes we get so honed in on a particular subject and we expect it to look a certain way that we think everything should look that way. We think ascension should be very neat and tidy. But from my perspective, it isn't. It's messy. It's fun. It's exciting. It's quiet. It's big. It's soft. It's hard. It's all of it. And my guides keep saying, allow. How much can you open to? How much can you let go? How much can you release? How big can you expand? And when we're in a place of, again, tunnel vision, resistance, we're not allowing that expansion because we're either pulling back into a place of protection. I talked about this the other day with caste. And by the way, that whole message was very coded. I have to go back and decode it. I put pressure on myself sometimes to do that because as I'm saying these words, I'm like, that just had 10 meanings. And it could mean something for one person and something completely different for another person. And I feel sometimes this overwhelming sense of responsibility to respond to these messages as quickly as possible. And that can put me in a place of resistance. And then I end up allowing that to bog me down, if that makes sense. We all have our own habits, thoughts that bog us down, and they hold back the floodgates. And I've just been guided to just open. Allow those floodgates to come in and flush everything out, to expose. And when I say that word, it's literally expose. What are we posing? What is it that we're not 100% really allowing and pretending that we are allowing? Meaning awareness of ourselves, being able to express speak our truth, being able to accept certain beliefs that others have without judging them. All kinds of things can then present themselves as we allow them to be presented, to be exposed. So the other message that's been coming through is the planetary alignments. There's a lot of planetary. I'm not an astrologically studied person. I haven't studied the gene keys. I have a lot of friends that have. I'm friends with them usually on Instagram. So if you're curious and you're looking for sessions with somebody who wants to give you a reading, I've got friends on Instagram. You can check out that friends list and you'll be able to see who does what. But when I write and when I speak, I'm speaking about the gene keys. I'm speaking about astrological alignments. I'm speaking about a collective experience that many people are tapping into. I share this with you guys because sometimes I work with beautiful light workers who feel like they don't have enough, or they're not enough, or they're not able to speak light language, therefore, let me rephrase that, they haven't spoken it yet, or they don't know anything about astrology, so therefore they can't possibly understand what's going on planetarily, galactically. But I just want to remind everybody that we're multidimensional beings. We are the planets. We are the stars. We are Mother Earth. We are connected to all of it. We're made up of all of those things. We are quantitatively We are creating quantifications. We are speaking in languages already that are holding light. Our DNA is holding light. Our bodies are holding light. And how much light we're able to hold and expand into is purely based right now, from my perspective, on how much we can let go and expand and not be in a place of resistance. And just to recognize when we are, what does resistance feel like? It feels compressed, depressed, repressed, pressed upon. It feels tight, feels uncomfortable. And the message was the other day, it's okay to feel that way. But acknowledging it and stopping and going, wow, what am I avoiding? What am I in resistance about right now? And if nothing comes to mind, it could be, usually something will present itself in the form of a synchronicity. Show me, guides, what is it I'm in resistance to? It could be abundance. It could be joy. It could be letting go of victim mentality. It could be a belief about a certain reality structure, program, paradigm, anything. It'll show up for us in the form of synchronicity. A television show might come on. An animal might walk across our path that holds a certain representation of an energy that we are being invited to focus on. For example, if crow shows up, it could be that we're not allowing the magic to unfold in our lives, that we're not recognizing that we are the shapeshifters in our reality, that we might not be shifting in a broad enough shape in order to allow the expansiveness to come in and to recognize that we can choose in any given moment how to perceive or how to react or how to behave in certain circumstances that may seem out of our control. We still have the ability to control our behavior. We choose how to respond to something, and that might be the only place we have control, and that's okay in certain moments. So lots going on here. I'm going in a little woo. So I kind of am deciding where to go with this. Our choice points are opening up. The floodgates are open. Our responsibility is more about our ability to respond and how we're responding and how we're choosing to show up in any given moment, rather than taking action and going out and doing something. Sometimes going out and doing something has to start here by taking action and compassion and breathing and allowing some of the things that are coming in to percolate and allowing ourselves to just be the observer, to observe what is still showing up for us, why it feels tight, what it is that we're holding on to. Sometimes we're holding on. I love that what's that saying, let go or be dragged. It literally will feel like I can't let go, because if I let go, then I won't be in control. If I let go, I don't know where I'm going. If I let go, I don't know if people are going to like me. If I let go and just let the floodgates open, I might start crying for no reason. I might discover that my relationship no longer fits. And that all may be true, and that all may be temporary. So it's being able to shift, because in a moment we might feel like this relationship is not working for who I am right now. And then we integrate, digest, process some emotions that might have come up from a previous relationship or our childhood. And then all of a sudden, our partner says to us, you know, I've been thinking about our relationship, and I really think we could work on this, and I'm really willing to make some changes. Let's help each other. And then we realize that we've been in resistance even to that, because then that would mean that you have to work on it. Sometimes it's easier to run away from a relationship. I've been talking a lot about relationships. I'm seeing that a lot in sessions, and my own experience as well with my husband. And so the question becomes, and then take a deep breath and go, wow, maybe all that needed to happen was us having a conversation about it. That shifts the energy around the situation. We have a choice on how to respond to that energy, which then takes us into an expanded awareness. This is happening all the time for us. Sometimes we need to just shut down and walk away and go into the cave for a little while, right? Cave it. And that's okay too. But it's about recognizing and making that choice to feel where we're at, because sometimes that cave is the form of resistance. It is to shut us out so that we don't have to make the changes or take action. Sometimes taking action is just acknowledging that that's where we're at. Wow, am I needing to be a hermit because I'm afraid to make a change? Okay, I'm feeling fear right now. I didn't even realize that was something that was in my field of awareness. And then asking the universe to show you, what is it that I am in resistance to? What is it that I'm afraid of? Why is it that I feel I need to go to my cave? And it might just be because we're tired and need to regroup, and that's okay too. Might be because we're running away from something. So all of this is showing up for many of us very quickly, and we're able to process it at a much higher speed. And the biggest message is, don't hang on to it. Let it go. It doesn't have to be this, keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. We don't have to talk about it with 5 people and maybe have a conversation with our partner for days. It might just be a quick realization, and guess what? That's it. That's all I had to do. Let go. And now we're into zoom out, expanded awareness, and what we were focusing on with this really deep, intentional focus, which sometimes can be good, but sometimes it can be tunnel vision. Sometimes we need to do that, but sometimes we need to zoom in and then expand out and take a look around us, come up for air. And then we might see something over in the corner that we missed, that we can pull in and then combine it with what we had been focusing on before, because everything is communicating with us right now. We have a very powerful equinox, I believe, coming up. I keep getting messages about it. It's going to be a show. That's what I hear. Details, Carrie. Well, I'm being guided to let go of the details and not worry about controlling what's going to show up for me and how it's going to show up for me. But from another perspective, I recognize I am manifesting my reality and I am a creator. So what I'm being guided to co-create in my reality through my heart is visualizing what I would feel, what does feel good in my reality to show up for me. I'm literally, rather than worrying about the future, I'm creating my future now by expanding my heart out in front of me in order to encase and encompass what I'm walking into in the future. I can do this for the past as well. Letting go of this whole concept of time and recognizing that we can go back in time. Visualize whatever it is we wish to visualize, telling that person what we wanted to tell them because we feel that it needs to be said, even if the person has passed on from this reality. I do it all the time. This then changes our entire reality. And I'll probably do a video on that someday. But as we let go, because we're being invited to recognize that we've already ascended. We're already in that new earth. We're already part of the new world. We are creating in this now moment our new earth. It's already been done because there is no time. Alice. So I just wanted to share, that's what's coming in for me. So there are going to be those moments where we feel, again, tension, apprehension, tense. And for me, that's a sign if I'm clenching my jaw, if I can't stop thinking, if I feel really anxious and I feel like something is constricting me, pressing, it's usually that push to show me, whoa, I'm in So many words just came in. Resistance, or it's the squeeze right before a huge breakthrough. So sometimes it's letting go of the resistance and recognizing that I am getting ready to push into, right, the birthing canal, the compression chamber, the process, the alchemization, and it feels uncomfortable because everything is kind of mushing together and being really compressed into, what are they called? Dwarf stars? Black hole. Sucked in so that it can then implode, and then I can create all that energy from my heart and then break on through to the other side. So sometimes that can be temporary too, and it's not getting hung up on feeling all of that. It's recognizing, okay, all right, something's happening, something's changing, and getting excited about it. And breathing. So I'm going to end on that note for now. In love and light, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Namaste.